Can't hear you.
Hello, welcome everybody. It's so great to see everyone. It's been a while since I've seen everybody's lovely faces, so it's awesome to see you. I just wanted to real quickly before we get started with the call to talk about a couple things. So one, this business is not easy. Okay, right? Like, can everyone agree with me that this business is not easy? I just want to acknowledge how hard Chandler works. And I want you guys to, because there's a lot of things that go on in the background that most of you guys don't see or don't know about. We probably chat, I don't even know, like a lot every day. And she pours her heart, her blood, sweat, and tears into this team. And so to like watch her, I'm going to get goosebumps, like be so close to this gigantic, I don't know, milestone in your like a career at Q is huge. And so I just wanted to say to all of you guys specifically, you are freaking amazing. Like, this team has leveled up, has stepped up, has done so many things. My phone is it's like bing, 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 bing. Like, you guys, the orders are rolling in. And it's not like the orders weren't rolling in before, but it's like they're rolling in now with a different purpose almost. Like, I feel like we are finally melding and gelling together as like a unit, which is super fun and exciting to be a part of. So I hope you guys all know that like your hard work will pay off in the same respect. Remember how long Chandler and I have been here? We've been here for a lot longer than most of this team. Like, you stick to it, you keep doing it, and you will rise to the top. So that's just a little bit about Chandler. And then I wanted to talk a little bit about me because I have to talk about myself too. But so you guys, you know how hard this has been for me. You know how my team freaking fell apart. This was before most of the Q Empire was even here. And I had to build it all back and start again. Guess what, y'all? I think it's about to happen again. Okay. Like, I legit have been struggling with the fact that I think I'm going to have to start again. And that is very like, it's frustrating, but I'll tell you what, like, never once in my mind did I think I'm not going to do this, because I know where this business can take us. I know where we will all be in 3, 4, 5 years if we just stick it out. And we have to also understand that that's how this business rolls that way. So my point is, when you hit a point where you're like, oh my gosh, this just isn't going to happen, or no one's going to sign up. When you start to have the pity party in your head, like, tell it to stop. Just remember, if you have to remember me, like you can be like the phoenix that rises from the ashes. Like, you can keep rising in this business. It's not all said and done just because maybe an ambassador quits or you're not seeing any customer volume or whatever. The whole thing is you rise, you do you, like Chandler said today on her live, you build yourself up from the inside, and then outwardly your business will also start to bloom with you. So I just wanted to say that before we got into everything. So yes, that's it.
Oh, shucks. I was not expecting that intro, but thank you, Siobhan. I feel like I have to piggyback off of that now. I don't think that we kind of fell into the leadership roles on purpose, not on purpose. I personally love being a leader. So I made sure that this was, you get to make this side hustle what you want it to be. So if you want to be a leader, it's up to you to make yourself a leader. But having said that, I don't think as leaders that we share enough of the hardships sometimes. And so if I look like crap, it's because I literally just finished bawling my eyes out because I'm frustrated with my business. And that probably sounds crazy as you're sitting on the other end, like you're about to hit silver. I will tell you, there are hard times still. And I don't think that any of us we're not at the top, but any of us who are seeing success share that enough. And so I want you to know that if you're feeling frustrated, you're certainly not alone. And we all go through ups and downs with this business. But from watching Siobhan, and I don't know anybody who's been through the BS that she's been through when it comes to this business, I can't believe she's still here. Honestly, I'm like, what the heck, girl? And I think to myself, I want to ask her, like, what's keeping you around? But if I had to guess, I would say it is the community that she has found. And some of you guys know that we're going to Utah this weekend. And the only reason that we get to go to Utah is because we plugged ourselves in. We made sure that we were a part of something. We spent the money, we sweat, we were frustrated with it as a team of all four of us. We went through, checking things off every single day, but we put in the effort every single day. And now we get a trip paid for us to go to Utah. We get massages for free, you guys. And so if there is nothing but plugging yourself in every single day to think about, start there, because I will tell you that it will pay off, but it might take some time. And that leads us to our conversation today, because I feel like I'm always, and I think this goes for Siobhan or Ashley or all the other leaders on the team, we're always trying to figure out ways to work the business differently and figure out what's gonna provide us some success. And if you know anything about me, you know that I am clinically diagnosed OCD. Structure for me is like my drug. Like if I don't get that, I have a major withdrawal, like I freak out. So structure to me is very important. And we do not have that here, like at all. And so there is always changes happening. There's always new information. There's always new incentives. There's always new products. You have to really get used to being uncomfortable with not knowing everything. And so for me, that's been a huge challenge in my growth journey here, is just starting to enjoy the ride and think to myself, man, things are changing. I might not get it all, but I'm still going to put myself out there. I'm still going to plug in, and I'm just going to see what happens. Casey Wheeler is a major leader in our organization, and she always says, I'm just going to throw poop on the wall and see what sticks. And I say that to myself every day. Like, that is literally what I'm doing. I'm throwing poop on the wall to see what sticks. I try new things all the freaking time. And so in talking with one of our very high up, very successful leaders, Josie, Siobhan and I met with her on a call to pick her brain on ways that we could help the team find another way to see success. And as we're game planning this, Siobhan and I kind of came up with, how are we going to present this to the team without overwhelming you guys? Because I feel like we do that a lot. And I'm sorry, not sorry kind of thing. Like I want to arm you with all of the resources that I get provided with, and make sure that you have different tools to choose from. But at the same time, I want to protect you, and we want to protect you from being overwhelmed and not, just not going anywhere because you're like, I don't even know where to start. So having said that, we're going to have Josie present an amazing opportunity, and you've probably heard of it before. And so with that, I want you to know that what she's doing, she has failed at twice. This is the third time. And now it is, I keep using the word flourishing. I feel like it's because Nourish to Flourish is in my brain. But what she's doing now, the third go at, is growing like nuts. So as you're listening to her, if you're a person that is like, what I'm doing is not working, what I'm doing is not exciting me, what I'm doing has not shown me any traction, I need something different, then this is going to be for you. But I have to caution you, and this is your business. This is not me telling you what to do. This is just me cautioning you. If you're going to do this with Josie, and obviously we're all going to, we're still all a team, but if you're going to do this, go 2 feet in the boat. Don't just be like, okay, I'm going to dabble a little bit here with what Josie's going to tell me about, but I'm also going to do a little bit of this. So if you're going to listen to her, I want you, if you are like, listen to that nudge on the inside, like a God nudge or whatever, the energy you feel. If you're feeling attracted to it, listen to that and go after it full force. That is what I want to plant in your head. That is what I think is the best thing in business, is when you see something, to go after it 100% and give it 90 days. So you might not see any success in the first 30 days. Remind yourself, I felt a nudge and there's a reason I felt that nudge. I'm going to keep going. So with that, without further ado, I don't know where Josie went. I saw her. Josie? Oh, there she is. Cue. Perfect.
Put up my slides real quick because they were wrong. So hold on just a sec.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we can keep going.
Can you give me permission to, or like co-host so I can do the slides?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Let me see. Make host. There you are.
All
So
right.
if you guys don't know Josie Waller and her husband, they work the business together. Super cool. So if you're ever thinking about working with your boyfriend, your husband, your best friend, whoever, chat with her. She's going to help you learn all of that. But she is a Ruby ambassador, big timer. She's won some trips. She's been to the cabins. She is super genuine, extremely kind person. She has 10 kids. Let me just let that sit with you for a minute. 10 kids, you guys. That's like, what? That's a whole, like, you can play a basketball game with 10 kids. Anyway, I'm going to pass it off to her now because it looks like.
Oh, sounds good. Oh my goodness. So I had that. Okay. First of all, I thought it started at 8 and not 7:30. So I was just in there eating dinner. It's like literally the first meal I've had all day. This is what you get end of the month, bunhead sweatshirt, but it's good. I've just been helping people win. So it's worth it. But, anywho, we have the slides pulled up and it was only one. And he's like, so that's what we were doing. So thanks for giving me a little bit more time to get prepared. So I'm excited to share with y'all. This is something that I'm learning and literally like trying to figure out myself. I wish I had like a statistic that I could give you. Like, if you do this, you will, do this. But I will tell you that, the method that this is created from is, what's the guy's name? Let me see what his name is. John Melton is his name. He's with Modere, another company, but he created the ATM method. And it is basically just the quintessential life community page that you guys have heard me talk about. And you've maybe some of you are using it. Maybe some of you have, maybe you're using it, but you don't really know how, like what the benefit is or like how to use it. And so that is what tonight's about. And so basically I'm going to go over, and if you've watched this training by me already, I'm just going to go ahead and give you permission. Like, you can hop off because it's going to be the exact same training that I did, that I have recorded, that I've sent out to a lot of people. So if these slides look familiar or this information looks familiar, then you don't have to be on here. But if you're like me, hearing it twice sometimes is good as well. But what I was going to say is I'm going to go over the ATM method. And then basically right after this call, well, at 9 o'clock. So yeah, right after this call, shortly after this call, we're going to have another meeting about this group because we're rolling out something for the month of December that I'm really excited about in the community page. And so I'm trying to get you guys trained on how to use it so that you can take advantage of it to help you recruit. So I call this, basically it's a new recruiting system. In our journey as a Q Science team, we never stop learning, we never stop growing, we never stop cheering each other on. It is one of the most beautiful things about this special community that we have here at Q. It's in the heart and spirit that actually one of our parallel Q teams is sharing. So another team that's from Brittany's leg, Brittany Hitch, Jenna Tomer, that leg. So they basically started this group. It's their baby. And then they let us come in on this system because it was something that we were already trying to do with Jackie. And instead of like trying to reinvent the wheel, we were like, why don't we just lock arms and do this together? Because the way this works, it's like the more the merrier. And so we basically, oh gosh, where I left off. It's a new system that they've been utilizing and seeing much success with. And we want everyone on this team to learn this method, familiarize yourself with the process, and begin teaching and training it to your new ambassadors. So, I don't wish how to get rid of this bar. I have this bar up here that I can't even read because of it. Did I just?
Presentation, we only see the main slide. I don't know if you're sharing.
Oh, you don't. What do you mean?
Maybe you need to share desktop.
My husband did this. So you can't see the quintessential life community page?
No.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's, hold on. It's my husband. He's supposed to be my tech guy, but I guess he's not. He's fired.
Yeah.
Fired.
Because he is not doing, he did not set me up right here.
There we go.
Now you can see?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Okay. So I'll just go back and show you. So this was the first slide. And then that was the recruiting system thing that I was just reading. But I'm trying to figure out how to get rid of this bar up here. Can you move this top bar? Oh yeah, you can. Okay. You guys probably don't see that. It's probably just me. Okay. So basically they created a private Facebook group, which acts as we call it ATM, which stands for add tag message, but you're going to funnel warm leads. You're going to educate and inspire through that, and you're going to connect and edify. That's what the ATM method is. So to kind of break that down a little bit for you, we're going to have some rules and stuff around this. So I'm going to go into depth as we go further, but just in a basic nutshell, funneling your warm leads, you're not just going to want to just start adding people to this group. You want to get permission before you add them. And I pretty much have never had anybody tell me no. I've actually had one person. She thought that I was sharing another kind of testimony group, and she said yes. And then she ended up changing her mind, and she was like, and I was like, okay, that's completely fine. But most people won't say no to adding them to this health and wellness community. That's kind of what I call it. I don't call it quintessential life community. Like I literally call it like a health and wellness community. So you want to, it's for your warm leads. You want to educate and inspire them with this page. So this page now has over 16,000 members to it. So that's a benefit, because that just means that it validates right there. When people go and join this group, they're like, whoa, like there's something to this. There's a lot of people in here. And they are inspired by the constant posting of testimonies and stuff, and educated on what we have here. And then you're going to want to connect, and you're going to want to edify when you're connecting. So let's say you find a specific person that is looking for something for sleep. So you would actually go into the group, and you would find what it is that you want to tag them in. And there's ways to do searches in the group through the guides. You can look up specific terminology like energy, sleep, nutraceuticals, like different words for different things. You can do hashtag searches, all kinds of stuff to find what you're looking for. The only thing we can't do is like non-compliant stuff. So you can't look up like, psoriasis or diabetes, because we don't put those kind of words in there because we're not allowed to for compliance reasons. But this group is set up so that you can use the ATM method, and that is what those stand for. So it is where you're going to, like I said, funnel your warm leads. So let's say that someone responds to one of your polls about trying a product. And instead of being like the knowledgeable expert about the product, ask if it would be all right to add them to the Facebook group and tag them in some of the product info and testimonials they're interested in, and introduce your upline to them in the tag. So let's say that you find a great post in there, or an opportunity call or something like that I'm actually in. So you can actually tag me, and you can say, hey, this is my friend so-and-so, so-and-so. She's needing something for sleep, and I saw this testimony, or I saw this op call. She's interested in the business. So you can actually use it as a way to edify and to get people in chats within the group. And then obviously if you tag me, you might want to message me and let me know you tagged me, because sometimes I miss those kinds of things. But that goes for anyone that you tag in the group that's in there. And the goal, like, I honestly feel like the more we all can get in there in the group, we'll have something to tag our people in. So the more active you are, the more posts you put in there. This is open for all of you. It's a community for you to use too, and post in as well, that you're proud of, and you can be, you could put your stuff in there that you can tag people in as well. So, but this basically breaks the ice without the pressure of a three-way chat or an opportunity call. Because a lot of people are like, I'm having a hard time getting people on three-way calls or to hop on op calls. This is just an easier way to kind of break that ice and get them in and connect them, get them plugged into this drip feed of Q info about the business potential for themselves. And that is going to show up on their home feed, because it's basically once they're in the group, when they get on Facebook, that group, I don't know if you're notice this when you're in any other group on Facebook, like any post that group puts out there, you more than likely will see it as you start scrolling Facebook. And the more people that are posting and commenting in there, the more the algorithms are going to love it, and the more likely that the person that you put in there is going to see whatever was posted or commented on. Everything moves to the top once things will start getting commented on. So educate and inspire, just to break this down for you a little bit more. You're going to utilize the many available videos. There's posts, there's testimonies, there's guides about the products or business opportunity that your invitee is interested in. And this is a great, no pressure, safe space for them to explore. I always say that. I always say, just go explore, go explore and see what jumps out at you. Be educated, interact, ask questions before you send them your Q website. It's just a great place for them to for us to validate what we have here. And then it's also you want to treat it kind of like a hand holding experience for your invitee through the process. Make sure that, first of all, once you invite them, that they accept the invitation. I don't ever just invite them and then leave them be. I usually set it up with them. I say, do you have just a couple of minutes if I go ahead and invite you to accept my invite? So I keep that conversation going. And then I let them know once they've accepted, then I'm I just tagged you in a couple of things, let me know what you think. And I'll follow up with you tomorrow, or I'll follow up with you tonight. So you kind of handhold them, and you also hold them accountable. If you set that schedule with them to follow up with them, they're more likely to follow through with what you've asked. Now, every now and then you'll get, I don't really have time right now. That's cool. You can say, hey, when do you have time? Do you have time maybe later after you put the kids to bed tonight or whatever? Just try to, be confident about what you have. Don't back down. Don't be okay, that's no problem. I'll leave you alone. Be confident that you really want to get this in front of them, because they're going to thank you later. I promise you. But this is just an active community, and someone else may answer their questions in the public space before you do. Know that this is done in the spirit of community, and your potential is not being poached. So if someone asks a question that you've put in the group, or they put in the group, if someone you put in the group asks a question and someone else answers it, it's just the community helping out. Just like in your chats, we answer questions for each other, and so forth, so on. And then connecting and edifying. So this is a community. You want to utilize it like one. Don't just tag your invitee in a post. Find the post that will speak to them and personalize the tag. Use this opportunity to introduce them to your upline or your sideline. Make friends, have fun, show them how amazing this team of people are. And then this is going to break the ice and pave the way for a much easier conversation via three-way chat with your upline or sideline when you include or introduce. Now, here's some message examples, because a lot of people are okay, well, I don't really know what to say when I'm inviting people. So cater your message to what they responded to or inquired about from your peak post, okay, or from your message or whatever. Did you reach out to them about the business? Did you reach out to them about the products? Is this maybe someone that's ghosted you? This really works well for people who have ghosted you. If you've been having a conversation, or maybe you've sent a couple messages and they ghosted you, period. They never responded. You can follow up with, just empathize with them. I know it's crazy, busy time of year, and you probably haven't had a chance to listen to my voice messages or read what I sent above, but I would love to at least add you to my health and wellness community. Keep a list of everyone that you add into the community, keep in contact with them, and make sure so that when you are inviting them, you can keep up with them. You know what I mean? But some of the things you might want to say is, we have this amazing community group. I would love to tag you in a couple of blank testimonies. So business testimonies, product testimonies, specific product testimonies, energy based, you said you're struggling with energy, or you said you're struggling with sleep testimonies. I would love to tag you in some of my favorite things. Would that be okay? Do you have time to accept the invite now? If not, I can invite you at a later time. That's better for you. And then, okay, I'll tag you after the kids go to bed, and then I'll follow up with you. So some of these are just some examples. Now, there are some rules around this, because it is such a large community that we have to make sure that like, because they've had a couple of instances where people like jumped in and say, hey, I'm brand new, like whoever wants to join me. But that kind of stuff doesn't get approved. I mean, I guess like somebody did that before they had like a system in place of like approving and not approving, but they're very, very good about, and I'm also on the admin. So I also approve and don't approve posts. So there's some rules just to make sure that everybody's behaving themselves. So we don't want to go and just mass invite. We don't want to like go invite our whole contact list or your social media network. And invite individually with each person's permission, invite using the invite link button on the group's homepage. And if you don't know what that is, like, surely you know what the invite link button is, because you've probably invited people to the other Facebook pages, but that just makes sure that that person that you invited is connected to you. Because if there's ever someone that we find that's ready to sign up or place an order and we don't know who they belong to, we can go look and see who invited them. So use that invite button so we can trace it back to who invited them. And they have definitely had to do that. So just make sure you're using that. No poaching. You may not interact with potentials in order to onboard them to your team or poach potential ambassadors that were invited by someone else. This kind of behavior is not permitted and will result in immediate removal from the group without warning. And then we have compliance. So all the compliance stuff that we have to follow, you still have to follow that here as well. So you just have to follow the ethics, including the medical claims and the income potential claims. So yeah, you get that. You guys get that. And then you want to engage and contribute. So as a team, we want to contribute to our Q family, and we want to share the load of this incredible gift to us. And it really, truly is a gift, y'all, because Jackie tried to start one of these groups, and I think that it got up to a couple hundred, I don't know, maybe over 1,000, but 16,000. The 10-minute morning's up. I'm almost done. 16,000 people in this group. So if you can help and contribute, it all works together. We all help one another out, so you're welcome to, interact in there, answer questions, post content. And with the permission of the admins, you can go live in the community group. So you literally just reach out to me and say, hey, I want to go live. I want to share my testimony. Or, hey, I just want to go live and talk about this business because I want to be able to tag my potentials in it. So one of the things they did when they first started is they got as many people as they could, doing lives and going live and like doing opportunity calls where it's like multiple people sharing so that they had something to tag. So there's tons of opportunity calls. So that is that. I think that's the end of my my thing. But so just to real quickly give you like some things that we're talking about doing for the month of December is we have we're trying to incorporate the 5 F's into our community page, because one of the things we've been doing is it's just all about Q. It's about Q products and the opportunity calls and business, but there's nothing really outside of that. So it's not, we felt like it was missing that community piece, that really makes it a community. So what better than the 5 F's, faith, family, finances, friends, and what's the other one? Fitness. And so we've taken the whole month of December and we've separated each week into one of the 5 F's. And we have special guests. Sarah Spencer's coming for the financial week. We have Chandler's going to do a workout with us, a dance workout on the fitness week. We have a famous Pilates instructor. I don't even know who he is. I think I wrote his name down somewhere, but he's going to be in there. And we're going to have an event at the, I think tomorrow, where we just lay this all out for the community. And then at the beginning of each week, we're going to go live and talk about that F in specifically. And Siobhan's going to do our first live in there talking about finances. That's going to be our first week because we had to do it around Sarah Spencer's schedule. And so that's when she could do it. So we're doing finances right out of the gate. And each week we're going to have fun little challenges. We're going to do giveaways, like Sarah's going to give some of her penny books away. we're going to do like a family gift basket for like movie tickets and stuff like that for the family. For the family week, we're going to do like a gingerbread contest. We're going to have like water challenges, plank challenges. We've got so many things planned throughout the month of December to keep it really fun and interactive. So you are really going to want to lock into this group and lock your people into it. Even if you have customers that are already current customers, but you're maybe you want to keep them plugged in and engaged, add your, ask permission, but add your current customers so that they can also see the community that we have here. And who knows, they might end up converting into ambassadors because they love the community. So anyways, but the call that's tonight, the team call, is basically our team mixed with the other team that's doing this event, this community page with us. There's actually several teams. I know Francesca's in there. So I think more people are catching on to this whole ATM thing. And Katie Myers, she's actually a Ruby ambassador as well. It's mostly her team. And she said that like she would open this up to all of Q if they would want to. So this could be something that just becomes massive and it's, Q wide. But anyway, so the call tonight, we're going to talk a little bit more details about what I just shared with you. So if you want to hop on, you can, but you kind of know the gist of what we have coming, and I'm really excited. So anyways.
Yay. Thank you so much, Josie, for sharing that. I will share with you guys just, if I were sitting, in your seat and I was feeling discouraged and I'm like, what can I do differently? I would want to hear if this were an opportunity, like, is this group being taken care of? Because sometimes, you can add your people and it takes a lot of work for people to trust you. And then you add them and you're like, are they not going to be taken care of? Rest assured. I've seen the behind the scenes work for this. Josie has added us to their admin group. So I watch how they interact and how they talk. They're working their butts off to make this a really special place and to provide a ton of activity for anybody that gets in there. So your people will be taken care of if you add them, if you do the work to get them in the group, and you're the one that's kind of like she said, holding their hand, representing them, just being fun, having fun with them in this group. But they're going to have a ton of opportunity. So she said they're going to have pop-up dance classes this week or this month. They have giveaways all the time. Like there's always going to be something fun for that person. So if anything, they're just going to be like, man, this is a cool place to be. And so if we can provide that experience for someone, then that is what we do when it comes to serving. So if you felt excited listening to that, I would encourage you to get on her next call at 9, maybe hear it again and see if you want to understand that a little bit more. I definitely think, like, we all know that this business is not easy. Like we talk about that all the time. We know that you have to put in the work. So you just have to choose your hard. We've all seen that quote that is all of a sudden super popular now. Like you have to choose what hard you're going to have. Are you going to choose to sit there and be like, wah, poor me, nobody wants to join? Or are you going to choose to go after this group and be like, this is a new opportunity for me. I could go all in here. I could see what happens. And if anything, I can just, sleep better at night knowing that I gave it my all.
And I was going to say, there's a girl too that she is almost silver.
Oh yeah.
And she has only used this group. She's not invited one person to an op call. And I asked Allie if we could get her on the call tonight, and she said that she's really shy. So for all of you that are sitting there thinking, I'm just so scared to do reach outs or I'm too shy, like,
that's so interesting.
Your answer. I'm serious. So we're going to try to get her to give us some tidbits. And so I don't know if Allie was going to share some of that tonight, but I would love for y'all to meet Allie. This is her baby. And she's going to probably talk about it even more passionately than me, because she's been through the training with this guy. Like she's had one-on-one calls with him. And I didn't even share about how he's used this group to grow massively a business. So, and now he teaches other people this method. So,
and I will say, I don't think Jessie Lee talks about this, but she's done this in her business and seen success. So for those of you that listen to Jessie Lee from Prove It, selling ketones, she's top female earner in network marketing, like makes 8 figures a year. She used this method in her business during her time as a network marketer. So I know for a fact that if this is done the right way, it can work. If you really set your foot forward and decide, you just have to decide. I know I've said that a million times now, but I can't tell you enough. Like there's a lot of people that will say, this doesn't work, or, I'm not getting traction, but are you really giving effort towards that one singular thing. You have to have a narrow focus on something and put an effort in every single day towards that one thing. I truly believe that you can't be a jack of all trades and a master at none. You cannot do that here. You have to be very focused. That's what I've learned the hard way. So
yep. And the more you focus in and use this group, I think the more it'll work for you, the more involved you become.
Yeah.
And let it become a community. So if this is for you, then I say go all in, like, let this be your thing. If you're kind of on the struggle bus and the other systems aren't working,
Yeah, exactly. And like, if you're craving leadership and you're on this team, you're on the Empire and you're like, I don't know where I fit in the leadership tree, but I know I want to be a leader. This could be your plug. This could be where you figure it out. You're like, oh my gosh, this works. And you train the team on this. Like, please train me on this. I want to hear from people who see success with something else. So we're about to run out of time. Josie, you're the best. Thank you. Thank you so much. I know Josie has taken the time to message some of you guys. That is just an amazing piece of our culture here at Q. I think that's so cool that she messages people that she doesn't know, she's never met. And she's a Ruby ambassador, so she's killing it. She doesn't really, need the small people, but she still pays attention to the small people.
Yes, I do.
But all right, guys, I love you so much and have a great Monday night, and I'll talk to you soon.
I'll see y'all soon.
Thanks, Josie.